This is going to be another recipe to use up your hamburger buns. The classic bread pudding. So, I have here about 10 hamburger buns that I cut up into about, 1-inch pieces, give or take. It doesn't have to be exact. You can tear them up, whatever. I found cutting is faster and less tedious. So then we're going to put these in a 9x13. And the recipe originally was for an 8x8. And I pretty much double everything for my household. So double the volume of an 8x8 is a 9x13. So I'm going to put in the bread here in the bottom of this pan. Just layer it kind of evenly. Doesn't have to be exact. Like I've said before, you're not being graded on it. Alright, so, and then after we do the bread in the pan, we're going to put in, this is half a stick of melted butter. So sprinkle that over, or drizzle. Alright, and I have my scraper, but I lost it, so you can do that. And then 1 cup of raisins. I know someone who loves raisins, so I'm making sure to include those. And it's a good way to use up all the raisins that we have on hand. And then after this, we're going to mix the remainder of the ingredients and pour it over. And then we bake it for 350 at 350 for about 45 minutes. And so I'm going to put this here so you can see the mixing bowl. And here we have 8 whole eggs. Alright. And I'm going to give those a quick whisk before I add the remainder of the ingredients. So that's 8 whole eggs.
8 eggs?
Yeah. Because bread pudding is kind of a custardy style of pudding. So 8 eggs. And 4 cups of milk, which is 1 quart. And this is whole milk. And again, this is for a 9x13 pan. If you are making the original 8x8, you would put the ingredients in half. So I'm going to mix that up a little bit. Then we have 1.5 cups sugar. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then we have 2 splashes of vanilla. Alright. As the cinnamon is sinking into the wet mixture, we have a bunch of bubbles that look really weird. So I'm going to whisk this carefully so I don't make a frightful mess. This is why I use clear mixing bowls. It's easier to see what's going on. And it's especially handy if you do something with eggs. You can see if there's any shells or anything in there that shouldn't be in there. Alright. So now that that is mixed, we're going to pour it over the bread mixture. And again, that calls for, I used 10 hamburger buns broken up into about 1-inch pieces, half a stick of butter melted, and then drizzled over the bread or the buns. 1 cup of raisins sprinkled over. For the wet ingredients, which will make the custard, it's 4 cups or 1 quart of whole milk, 8 whole eggs, and 1.5 cups sugar, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, and a couple small splashes of vanilla. You whisk that all together and pour it over the bread mixture. And it says to use a fork to press the bread into the milk mixture, or vice versa. So I'm just pressing it in to get everything coated. I've already got the whisk out, so why not use it to push the bread in?
So you need to get the bread all wet.
Yeah, you just need to get the bread incorporated into the milk mixture, because that's what's going to make the custard. So this is going to bake in a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes. And then we will bring you back and show you the yumminess. And in the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. And we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back, and our wonderful bread pudding is ready to eat. I actually had to cook it longer than the recommended 45 minutes. And I think it was because the volume of the bread pudding was bigger than the 45 minutes. So I added an extra 10 and it still wasn't quite set. So I added another 10. So 65 minutes for a 9x13. And it was puffed up like a souffle when I took it out of the oven. So let me go ahead and scoop up a piece. And you can see it's got, it's very custardy. So you can see the bottom of it.
It is called pudding.
Yeah. So basically, milk and eggs and sugar is a custard, which makes this a custard style dessert. So if you want to take a taste test.
I'll take the taste test.
All right, you want to stand right there.
I'll stay right here.
Smile. All right. So now we're going to watch you eat the yummy bread pudding. What do you think?
It's very creamy.
Very creamy, lots of raisins, lots of bread.
It's very crunchy on the top, very creamy on the bottom. It's very good.
Yeah. So with a larger pan, it needed longer cooking time. So,
That's cool.
yeah. Anyway, thank you again for joining us, and make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends, and come back again soon for another episode. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.